Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Welcome back to your Valley Sports Plug Live. It's Tuesday, May 26, 2026. I'm your host, Chris Patrick. The Arizona Cardinals are receiving trade calls for Josh Sweat. The Arizona Diamondbacks are surging, and Ketel Marte is on fire. Except for tonight, I think he's 0-3 so far. And the New York Knicks advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. I know VSP Tallman's excited. And speaking of that, my co-hosts tonight are the wonderful Mr. Benjamin and VSP Tallman. What's going on, fellas?
Gentlemen, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. The Knicks are back. I feel I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because our boy Mikal and the most important guy, the guy that changed the franchise of the New York Knicks, Landry Shamet, has finally arrived. Man, we got a lot to talk about. Diamondbacks are doing great. And Sweaty J, will he stay? He better. Tallman, how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, fellas. I'm feeling like Sweaty J right now in my office. It's hot as hell, but my fingernails are nice and clipped and ready to go. You know, did Taco Tuesday a little too hard, so I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I'm here. Let's do this.
Well, we're glad to have you here, trimmed and fed and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I don't know about you. It's weird the day after a holiday, getting back to the work week and everything. For like a good part of the morning, I kind of forgot it was Tuesday. Honestly, forgot that I had a meeting for my 9-to-5 job at the same time as we normally stream at, hence the late start here around 8:30 tonight. But here on our YouTube channel, Valley Sports Plug, we normally do go live every Tuesday night around 7 p.m. And you can catch us next day, audio only on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so much more. You can also follow us at AZ_VSP on Instagram, X, TikTok, so much more. All of those links will be in the description below. And if you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and give us a like on this video and subscribe to our channel. You can smack that notification bell so you get those direct notifications right to your phone when we're going live and post a new content. This last weekend, we just recorded the Heat Check podcast, episode 50, the big 5-0. I can't believe it has been that many episodes. It's our once a month in-person podcast recording, and that will be coming out later this week, so be on the lookout. But fellas, I know after the late start, we just got to get right into it. And the big news today is, yes, the Arizona Cardinals have had their phone ringing a little bit. People calling for Josh Sweat. We have talked about it a little bit. He hasn't been at the voluntary OTAs, and we've voiced our concerns about that, especially with the new head coach. Tallman will be the first to tell you it's no big deal. He wasn't at OTAs last year. It's par for the course for him. But we also have to remember around the time that Jonathan Gannon was let go, there were a lot of rumors swirling that Josh Sweat was none too happy with the organization and possibly had requested a trade quietly. So obviously, with all of that being said, the speculation is swirling. Apparently, the phone is ringing. Mike, what do you make of all this?
I'm not surprised. The Arizona Cardinals franchise right now is in a tumultuous period, it seems like. And Josh Sweat, you could probably say he's their best defensive player, right? Entering the second year of a 4-year, $76.4 million deal. Reportedly not happy, mainly because his good buddy Jonathan Gannon is no longer there to lead this team. But, you know, he's 29 years old, going to be 30 next year. He initially signed because he wanted to reunite with Gannon after he had his best year as a pro in Philadelphia when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl the first time and ended up losing to Patrick Mahomes. Was that it? Yeah. But I mean, it's not an injury related absence. So why is he not at OTAs? And we know it's voluntary, but there's just something about when you bring in a new head coach, you want your leaders there right off the rip. And last year was by far his best season as a pro, 30 total tackles, 20 solo, 13 tackles for loss, and a career high 12 sacks. This guy's a baller, man. And if you think about where the Arizona Cardinals sit in the landscape of getting pressure to the quarterback, I argue with you guys that it's really Josh Sweat, and a lot of other guys are coming up the rear, and they're going to have to show themselves this year. So if you're trying to get something from the Arizona Cardinals while they're in a state of flux, I guess you can say, this is the guy I'd be going after too, because I think he still has a lot of good football ahead of him. But Tallman, I don't know. Is this a bunch of fugazi, or should we generally be concerned about the possibility of Josh Sweat being that upset that he wants out of Arizona?
Well, okay, Mike. So we should always be worried about any possibility as an Arizona Cardinals fan, because you never know what the hell is going to happen. But this right here, I don't waste any of my energy on this story. I mean, the guy, you mentioned his contract, he's getting paid very well. You did mention that, he requested a trade the day that Gannon got fired, but come on, that had to just been a passionate, emotional response to it. If this team was going to trade Josh Sweat, don't you guys think it would happen before the draft? I mean, you would have, obviously your draft plan would have been completely different if you traded Sweat. Free agency as well, you'd be adding, more edge guys somewhere. And then the fact that he wasn't there last year. So why is it a story this year where no one, well, maybe they talked about it last year, but I don't remember it. I'm sure you guys don't remember that. And I'm thinking this story right here is going to be something that no one remembers in 4 or 5 months once we're well into the NFL season. But I mean, I'm not surprised people are calling, because you hit it right on the head there, Mike. I mean, the Cardinals are not favored in a single game this season. We have the hardest schedule out of any NFL team. You can argue that the whole Jacoby Brissett thing and, not having a true starting quarterback, or possibly going into the season with Gardner Minshew and Carson Beck at the helm, that we're not trying to win. So teams are looking at that, trying to get Sweat out, and maybe Sweat is thinking, you know what, I'm hitting 30, going to be past my prime here shortly, right? Like we like to say. And maybe I don't want another rebuilding year. Maybe I don't want to be a part of this, because he had a killer season last year and no one else touched it. He had 12 sacks. Everyone else, I think the next behind him was 5.5 sacks, 6 sacks. So this defense needs this guy. If this team trades him or allows him to force his way out, that would be a monumental loss for us going into a season where, we're probably not going to be super competitive, but he is a huge building block to what this team's ultimately going to try to do here in the near future.
Yeah, they need to find a way to reconcile this, if there is any bad blood. And I know, like, a lot of teams and front offices, when these type of stories start coming out, they like to say, like, oh, well, we always pick up the phone if people are calling, we'll ask for the world, and then they'll tell us that they can't do it, and we'll go our separate ways. But I don't know, with everything else, that has happened between where we're at now and when the end of last season, when John Gannon got let go, like it's more than just like speculation, and it's not like purely out of the blue either. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's necessarily time to push the panic button. I do agree with you, Tallman, though. He is definitely important to the success of this defense and kind of the cornerstone of the offensive line, and then the front guys there. I mean, Mike, if they were to move off of Josh Sweat because of him being disgruntled, you want players that want to be here at the end of the day to a more or less extent. Friend of the show here, Chevin, said, please trade Sweat to the Bears for 7th. Obviously, that is not going to happen. At least I would hope. But what would be an acceptable return for a guy like Josh Sweat in your mind?
Since he is almost 30 and he plays a premium position, and he capitalized on the money that he was making, obviously, from his run with the Philadelphia Eagles, but he came in and showed out right away. Like, it was so clear that he is an actual dominant pass rusher, guys. And the Arizona Cardinals has just not had a guy like that, really, I would say, since Chandler Jones. You can maybe throw J.J. Watt in there because he did put up some numbers, but he wasn't at the same dominance as when he was with the Houston Texans. So if I'm even thinking about this has to be like a 2nd round pick. I would say a second round pick and another edge rusher that you can at least throw in there and see if there's some kind of fit. Maybe you get half the sacks that you would get from Josh Sweat, but this seems like one of those untouchable players right now, because you think about where this Arizona Cardinals defense was last year, giving up the most points in franchise history. And when you start taking the best pieces off of it, it's only going to get worse, especially with what we know happened during free agency and really focusing on the offensive side of the football in the 2026 NFL draft. So this is Sports Illustrated said it perfectly. The Cardinals shouldn't even think about this. And I hope that Monty Ossenford and company are on that page, because you need leaders to take you actually out of a rebuild and guys that perform. Josh Sweat is the epitome of that, man. And you can't just throw him off to the side. You got to find a way to work out this relationship and say, hey, man, you're our cornerstone. You know, Budda Baker is only going to stick around for so long. We're going to need you. And I hope they're working that relationship right now.
And I think more or less that's got to be the sales pitch, right? You know, last season didn't go as we had planned. We've made some changes. You know, this season, obviously the media is projecting us real low, but what do they know? You know, we can always go out and prove them wrong any given Sunday. And maybe this isn't the season we turn it around, but be a part of that change you want to see. And I know every player wants to play on a successful team, and losing isn't fun. Ask anybody who competes at anything. Nobody likes to lose. So I get that. He's staring down the prospect of losing 15 plus games again this season. Like, nobody wants that. But at the same time, you're being paid quite handsomely. You know, you're going to be given opportunities to get a ton of playing time, get a ton of film. I mean, you know what? Josh Sweat's still like what, mid to late 20s. He's not like super old, so he could, you know, potentially be looking for another contract. Because that's the other thing. Like, we paid him, like I said, we paid him handsomely, so it's not like he's holding out for more money. But at the same time, I think for me, it does give me a little bit of hope, or I guess, you know, maybe there's just some smoke here, because he hasn't come out and openly requested a trade. I don't think there's been anything too cryptic on his social media that I've heard about. So until like the noise starts getting real loud, I'm going to try and keep my level of worry down to a minimum. Now, Mike will be the first to tell you I can be real negative, and I am somewhat negative because I hate that these are the types of stories that we're hearing, but I don't think that it's something that's going to be super impactful. I mean, Tallman, you know, obviously he has a big contract. So if you trade him, you know, Chevin said here, you can save a lot of money if traded after June 1st. So they could just be shopping him now. But the money thing, like the Cardinals already have like what, 30 plus million still in cap space. Like the cap is not the problem. The money's not the problem for the Cardinals.
No, it's definitely not. And it's like you got to pay some people money. Like, we got to have those players. Who's going to sell tickets here this year? It's going to be Jeremiah Love. It's going to be Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, can you argue that it's Budda Baker? Maybe, but it's Josh Sweat defensively. Like, this is a dude, you paid him that contract. You were the highest bidder too in free agency, and he cashed in on his Super Bowl, you know, win with Philly. And he got the big contract that he was looking for. So, I mean, yeah, you could save the money, but it's like the cap space. It's like this money's got to go somewhere, right? And it's not one of those things where if you don't use it all, you're going to lose it. I mean, we're seeing it every single year. The cap is just going up and up and up and up, and it's going to continue to do that. But it's at what point are we, or at what point is the leadership and ownership of this team going to actually prove to us and show us that we're going to try to win, right? Where's the investment? You know, spend the money, spend all of it. Who cares about the savings, right? So if you're looking at this guy, oh, we can get off of him, and we as a team, our highest sack leader he's going to have 5 sacks next year because we're going to save, you know, 30, 40, $50 million. I mean, that's not anything that a fan's going to want to hear. So, I mean, I obviously there's plus sides to it. I mean, his contract is large. Mike, you mentioned the second round pick. I mean, that might even be tough too, because whoever's taking him on, they're going to have to pay him that money and find the cap space. And plus with the 2027 draft, it's like, it seems like everyone's grasping on any picks for next year, regardless of if it's a second or third round. Obviously, first round picks, no one's ever going to give that up in the 2027, but you never know who's going to be in a position to need those picks to package, to move up a couple spots. You know, it's hard to say, but it would be an all out failure if this team lets this deteriorate. And like I said before, lets this guy force his way out of town, because and I don't see it happening. I don't think they're going to let that happen, because again, you need those people, those players that are going to sell tickets. Yeah, we can joke all the time about it's the opposing teams coming to town that are going to sell all the tickets, but it's like there's still, you know, there's a big Cardinals fan. Obviously, we know that when we were rocking and rolling, you would go to State Farm Stadium and it was the Red Sea, right? But we're grasping on to people and players and reasons to purchase tickets to absorb those increasing season ticket costs, you know, and this guy is one of them, right? And it sucks that we even have to sit here and talk about this. And I mean, also on the other note, I'm glad that Mike, you didn't buy that Josh Sweat jersey, because it was very good on your part to wait. So now obviously Jeremiah Love is a clear cut. That's the jersey that people are going to be, that's the hot Cardinals jersey this year. But it's just a damn shame that one of these guys like so that right there is perfect. The fact that with the jersey bet, you know, I want it. So you said, okay, what jersey do you want? The fact that was the first player that came to mind. I'm not the only Cardinals fan that feels that way. There's probably a ton of people that went out, bought that jersey, were super stoked for the impact he had on this team, and is looking forward to it. So it'd be a damn shame if somehow he wasn't a member of this team once the season starts in September.
And I think that's part of it for me, is like kind of twofold as we talk about this. Is like, it was kind of a big deal when we got Josh Sweat, because it's not easy for us to get high profile signings in Arizona in general, but more so for the Cardinals. And so you finally get one. And after a year, we get rid of the guy who most definitely did play a big part in getting him here, is shipped out. So now he's going to be a little disgruntled. Now, I'm not saying they should have kept John Gannon for the sake of keeping Josh Sweat happy. Don't get that twisted. But when you think about the prospect of, like, I say it's twofold, because we have all this cap money still that we didn't spend in free agency. And I have to believe that a large reason for that was because nobody wants to come play here. So if we were able to lure Josh Sweat here with a lot of money and a coach he liked, what else do we have to potentially lure high profile free agents to the Valley?
Winning. That's it, gentlemen. It's as simple as that. Cognizant franchise run by good leadership and winning. You just have to show a semblance of that, and it needs to start now, honestly. I know a lot of Arizona Cardinals fans want to continue to hit the rebuild button with 2027, the juicy quarterback class, but if you want to start getting any kind of semblance of free agents to come back to the Valley, you got to show some promise, man. Another 3-14 season is going to continue to put you backward. And then what, you're going to trust that all the winning is going to start next year with a first-time quarterback at the helm? It's really just a multitude of causes for concerns that continue with this franchise. But overall, we know why Josh Sweat came here. It was because of Jonathan Gannon, and his boy is no longer around. So hopefully, you know, he's got some players that are in his corner in that locker room that he's started to build good relationships with. And hopefully he has kind of that chip on his shoulder as well. Because there's those guys, man, that have been to the mountaintop and have won a Super Bowl that want to go to other places and bring along those franchises to have that same feeling, right? Josh Sweat has the Super Bowl. Shoot, he could have been the MVP of that game when they won too. So you're just hopeful that he sees the promise on this young Cardinals team. You start to show some momentum this upcoming year, and he wants to stay invested in whatever Mike LaFleur is preaching, because LaFleur is going to need his leadership as well. So I don't know. I might be kind of in the same Tallman's camp. I think this is going to blow away like a fart in the wind pretty soon, the same as Jacoby Brissett, who's eventually going to get a little bit of a pay bump and be back, because nobody's going to be paying Jacoby Brissett to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So, but it's not nothing, man. It's still not nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's the other interesting angle of it all is Jacoby Brissett as well. So it's like this front office has just got to be exhausted at this point, and it's only May. But hey, you play it cool. Plenty of time left. Again, like I said, no reason to panic. And Mike, you're absolutely right. The winning's got to start soon. It's got to start fast. There's a short window for these guys, but there are a lot of young, exciting pieces on this Arizona Cardinals team, and I think that bodes well for the future. But speaking of young, exciting pieces, we have to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are, as I said, surging. They have won 8 out of their last 10 games. They're winning this game tonight, 6-3. Just 20 minutes ago, I said Ketel Marte was 0-3, not doing so hot. And then shortly thereafter, hit a 2-run home run. So we're back in the saddle. My fantasy team's looking up. Things are looking pretty good. But these young guys, Ryan Waldschmidt, we saw come up a couple weeks ago, Jose Fernandez a month or so ago, and now this last weekend, Tommy Troy made his major league debut, and was it his very first at bat? He got the double. Was it an RBI double or just a regular old double, Tallman? Do you remember?
Oh, it wasn't his first at bat. I know that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can try to. I don't.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, because I think he like flew out or something. I can try to find that out, but I don't fully remember.
I got it for you here at least.
Oh, he's got it. Okay.
This had to be his first at bat if it's the bottom of the second, because he was hitting in the 9-hole in the first.
Yeah.
Game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so then see, I told you I don't know shit. Don't listen to me.
There's the fam taking it in as well.
And how poetic that it's Jake McCarthy that misses the tough sliding catch. Jake had a decent game in this one too. I believe this was on Sunday. Sunday? No, we were watching this together. I'm pretty sure it was Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. So Tommy Troy, pretty good start. He had I think at least one more hit in that game. I think another double after that. And he's been hitting quite well ever since. Obviously, very, very small sample size, but current batting average is .444. He has a hit and a run in this game tonight. Base off balls, so it looks like he's got a good eye for it as well. This is honestly a kid I did not see getting the next call up, similar to Jose Fernandez. I didn't expect Fernandez to be the very first call up, but they with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. going down with the injury, someone had to step up. They bring in young Tommy Troy, and here we are. So the youth movement is strong in the Valley when you consider joining Corbin Carroll, who's also considerably young. You still got guys like Geraldo Perdomo, only 26 years old, relatively young, especially for the sport of baseball. So this is an exciting time to be a Diamondbacks fan. Tom, I'm going to toss it over to you one more time because I know you're our resident Dbacks expert here. What are you making of this? Now, I don't want to spoil it. You made a bold claim over the weekend. Don't spoil it. But I know you like this team a lot, right?
I do, yeah. So I'm just your resident D-bag, not D-back. So don't get that twisted there, Chris. No, I love the team. It's hard not to. It's fun. It's been fun to watch, and you can tell that they're having fun too, because we know the saying, a connected team is fucking dangerous team, right? So this year, though, it's like the perfect storm. The last 2 weeks is what's been happening. So and then obviously the young guys, it's hard not to give them their flowers here. I mean, Jose Fernandez, the dude's definitely cooled down, right? He's not hitting the ball like he did in his first day, hitting 2 home runs in his first game. But with Waldschmidt and Troy just coming in, and I mean, they're still hot here. I mean, Troy got a hit today. Waldschmidt had a ground rule double in the first. He's still hitting the ball very well. So, but the cool down, I'm sure, is imminent, right? But it's great that these young guys are coming in and they don't look like they're shaken at all. Like, they look so composed. They look like it's just another day on the baseball diamond, which is incredible to see out of such young players. That the lights aren't too bright for them. And for them to come in and have that immediate success, it tells me that these guys can do it. I mean, baseball, it's a game of failure. Even the best players, like we saw at the beginning of the season with Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte and what Perdomo's been doing, these guys, it's a hard game to be good every single night. You're not going to be you're not going to be going 3 for 4 every single night, right? You're going to go 0 for 4. You're going to have some slumps, but to see those young guys come in is incredible. And then when I talk about the perfect storm here, is our stars are playing like stars the last 2 weeks. I mean, Ketel Marte just won NL Player of the Week. The dude's been destroying the baseball. I mean, he's hitting over 400 in his last 2 weeks. Corbin Carroll's right there behind him. I mean, they've been the two best offensive players in the league this past 2 weeks. So, and don't you guys come at me and say, well, look at who they were playing. Okay, so the schedule is the schedule. We got to play who we got to play, right? But what this team is doing right now is what any good baseball team would do, is win the games you're supposed to win, stack the wins. Look at the standings right now. We are 2 games behind the Padres. We're only 5 games behind the Dodgers. We're 8-2 in our last 10. You know who else is 8-2 in their last 10 games? The fucking Dodgers are. So I get it. We're playing the Giants obviously tonight. Currently, the Giants are just absolutely circling the drain right now, and that poor team, man. They you look at their salary, man, and what they spent on that team, and they have just been falling flat. But so okay, I get where we've had all those games bunched up, but we're still seeing incredible starting pitching. I mean, you still have major league hitters going against the starting rotation, right? And these guys, after the infamous pitchers meeting that Torey Lovullo had, that immediate impact after that happened, where the past 2 weeks starting pitching has been incredible. Our bullpen hasn't been choking outside of Paul Sewald that one time. And then the offense has come alive. So it's the perfect storm currently happening. And if you want to hear what my bold prediction was over the weekend, you're going to have to watch and go listen to episode 50 of the Heat Check podcast that is coming out later this week, because you guys might agree with me. You know, I know it was crazy to throw them in there, but I'm telling you, come end of July, you guys are going to be like, holy shit, Tallman was right.
You know, I hope so. I really hope so, because it's fun when this team is doing well. When your team is doing well, it's a good time, and the young guys are very exciting to watch. And I know I've been really up and down and hard on these guys, but the way they came out of the season, you have to admit, was not great. All these guys were hitting barely mid 200s, if not below that. So bad we had to ship out Alec Thomas and give these young guys a shot. So it's working now. And like you said with Fernandez, his hitting's come down a little bit, but he's still batting 262. So all things considered, still hitting the ball pretty well. Tommy Troy will eventually come back down to earth, and we will get Jordan Lawler back, and we'll see how he fits into the mix here, as well as those other guys you mentioned, Corbin Burns, AJ Puck, not Jose Martinez, Justin Martinez. And that's the biggest thing, man. The pitching hasn't been great. Necessarily. There have been good games within that, but we need more consistency from this team as a whole. I think, I'm happy with the run. I'm gonna ride the wave. Don't get me wrong. And if the season ended today, we would be a wild card team. So good things all around, but plenty more baseball left. Mike, as the Diamondbacks get another run on the board, what do you make of this team right now?
There's just something special about the Arizona Diamondbacks being a team that's in the hunt, because we know that sometimes the summer can sludge on, especially as professional sports. Some of them come to an end. Obviously, the NBA Finals is coming to a close here. The Phoenix Suns have been done for a while. We have so many more months until football begins, even though the storylines continue to roll throughout the year. When the Arizona Diamondbacks are a good baseball team, it juices me up, man. It really juices me up. And I'd love to see everything that's happened with these young guys. Obviously, the small sample size of Tommy Troy. But guys, I have been so impressed with what Ryan Waldschmidt has done. His defense alone has been stellar. You obviously talk about all the fielding opportunities he got in his first game, in his very first start in center. But then he's just class act kind of kid, man. Comes in when Lourdes goes down with the hamstring injury and has a beautiful jumping catch that probably saved a couple of runs. And the Diamondbacks were able to still secure that game. And he's been great at the plate so far, hitting 321, 7 RBIs, still searching for that first home run. But you know it's going to come quickly. Tallman was quick to remind me that he showed that power during the spring. So I can only imagine that it's coming shortly. But I'd be remiss if I have to double, triple, quadruple down on the star power, getting us through and really this resurgence that's happening right now in the summer. And it has to stem from our guy right at the beginning. It's the same birthday boy as your boy Christopher Patrick, Ketel Marte, who garners the National League Player of the Week with just some gaudy statistics. It's ridiculous. Ever since he hit that walk-off home run, his very first of his career ever, the guy has gone nuclear. 536, 15 hits, 3 home runs. He was hitting 200, and he's now hitting 275 after today with another home run and 2 RBIs. It's ridiculous. But the most impressive thing as well is that they're doing what they are supposed to be doing, like you guys talked about. When you see teams like the Colorado Rockies, the San Francisco Giants, hell, go back a little bit more, the New York Mets, when you get those teams on the schedule, you have to win those series if you want to truly be a team that's in competition for a playoff spot. So they're doing exactly what they have to be doing right now. They have some good teams coming up here shortly as well. We know the Dodgers are right around the corner next week. So that will be a great litmus test for where this team is standing through this wave. And can they capitalize? Because if you really want to be taken seriously still at the end of the day, Tallman, you have to win series consistently against the good teams. And this Arizona Diamondbacks team did not do that through the first 40 games. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to continue to grow from these positives. Going to get another series win right now against the lowly San Francisco Giants. I can't believe that is really happening this year. I thought they'd be decent. I didn't know they were going to be this poverty. But it's good for us, man. When the Diamondbacks are good, my mood is great. You love to see it.
Yeah, and like you said, Mike, heading into the summer here where it's going to be the only show in town, all eyes on the Dbacks, you want them to be successful. Gives you a reason to go out to the ballpark, and you have a better time at the ballpark when your team's winning, or at least has the prospect of winning, or you have more of a hope they will. So looking forward to that. Before we move off the D-backs, though, there's one more thing I think we need to mention and give some attention to. One of the other young guys, one of our old young guys, if you will, Corbin Carroll, just 25 years old. He is 1 triple away from tying the franchise record held by Stephen Drew with 52 triples. Corbin is at 51. I think he had 2 of them when we were watching that game on Sunday. So guess he didn't get one yesterday or tonight so far, but man, you know it's going to happen at some point this season. Corbin will tie the record and eventually break it. And honestly, breaking it is not even doing that justice. He's going to absolutely shatter this record. When it's all said and done, I would estimate well over 100 triples. Tallman, would you go high or low on 100?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd go high. I would. I'd go over 100, no doubt. Especially if he's a D-back his entire career. I mean, that field can be very, very beneficial for someone that you hit it in the corner. Triples happen all the time. That's why he's already at, over 50 triples at this point in his career. But I'd definitely go over 100. And I think it's going to be something no one's going to touch for a long time.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It's exciting. It's exciting. I know obviously the older a player gets, they're going to slow down a little bit. But Mike, I'll ask you the same question: over or under 100 triples for Mr. Carroll when it's all said and done?
Well, I mean, you look at the statistics so far, right? He's become the second fastest player in MLB history to record at least 50 triples and 80 home runs in just 537 games, trailing only Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig. I mean, that's some special company to keep, man. And the kid is so fast, it's ridiculous. He owns the fastest home to third time on a triple in MLB history, clocking in at 10.71 scorching seconds. I'm going over 100. I think the sky's the limit for this kid. What he does at the plate does not cease to astound me anymore. It's just so impressive how, you could say articulate, even though he's swinging a bat. It's just so impressive the way that he handles himself on a day-to-day basis at the plate. And he's too smart not to understand when he has the opportunities to stretch and when to, call it quits at second. And that's why I think you've seen so many of those. Maybe, I think we were joking about a hit that Ketel had that he just kind of dogged into second. I was like, you hustle a little bit. That's an easy triple, Ketel. We're never questioning that from Corbin Carroll. So I think 100 plus, easy peasy. And I'm like, Tallman, who's going to touch that? I don't know if it's ever going to be.
Yeah, and then sorry, Chris, the one stat,
good.
they said it on the broadcast when we were watching the game this past Sunday. So it was over in Carroll's first, is it how many? It's been 5 seasons, right? Yeah. So okay, so so the last 5 seasons, Corbin Carroll has more triples than the entire White Sox do as a team, which is just incredible. And that was something they said on the broadcast. It was at the time, Carroll had 49 career triples since he came in last 5 seasons. The White Sox only had 47. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I just on the side, because I was wondering, obviously, like, he's going to break the Dbacks franchise record. We've only been around since the late 90s. So I was like, what's like the MLB record for most triples? How far is he off from that? Tallman, any guess the number for the most triples in MLB history?
I'm going to guess it's from somebody from like 1920. Am I close? Or
Yeah, you're pretty close.
It's like Billy White Sox or something, or
yeah.
123. 100.
Basically everyone in the top 75 is dead, and these are from like the early 1900s. So it's Sam Crawford with 309 triples.
Wow, I wasn't close.
His first MLB season was 1899, and his last MLB season was 1917. At what point in time do we just stop like acknowledging that type of stuff? Because different games, man. And I know, like, I thought there were like eras in which these stats were kept now, like the dead ball era, the live ball era. I couldn't tell you dates of when those things occurred, but man, like, come on, bro, put Sam Crawford in front of a 102 mile per hour fastball, and I guarantee you he strikes out every single time. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best argument, because people love to say like, oh, well, obviously, like if they grew up in this day and age with the equipment and whatnot, maybe. I don't know. That's another conversation for another day, though. But while we're tying up loose ends here, this was a funny story I found. Something just because I hate the Dodgers. Like, you guys know this. I absolutely hate the Dodgers. So anytime I can kind of rag on them, make them look bad, I'm going to do it. So I was looking at the fantasy baseball waivers, seeing how I could bolster my lineup, maybe plug an injured player into my injury slot, stash him away for when he comes back. It was big news this offseason when the Dodgers signed closer Edwin Diaz from the New York Mets. Mike, I think you might have seen this story. I don't know if Tallman has, though. Edwin Diaz has cockfighting allegations in his native Puerto Rico, where it is a cultural thing, my understanding. It has just been made illegal within the last decade. I think even less than that, maybe last 5 years. But it's, cockfighting might not be funny depending on who you ask. But what I think is funny about it is he got these allegations are stemming because there were like advertisements for this cockfighting event using his picture. Like, his picture was literally on the advertisement. Is it fair or foul that I brought this up? I thought it was kind of funny.
This is great. I think this dropped last week, right? And it was funny because they were asking him about it. He was like, yeah, like my dad grew up in cockfighting rings. Like, it was part of my childhood. It's like, this is what I do. And it's like, it is illegal in Puerto Rico now. It has been for a while. So it was funny last week to watch all the Los Angeles Dodgers fans pull the 180 and say, we need to get out of the Edwin Diaz business right away. And he's on the IL. He's going to be out for a while, it seems like. Did he have the surgery for the loose bodies as well? This is the year of the loose bodies in elbows, it seems like. Last year was Tommy John. Now it's loose bodies, but that's so good, man. I mean, I think some people feel like they're not only above the law, but just such a grandiose figure that they can do whatever they want and get away with it. And hey, here come the chickens coming home to roost, man. It's perfect. I love it.
Oh my God. I did not see this, but hey, it makes sense why Diaz is on the injured list, because you can't fight cock with a loose body. You heard it here first. Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
but what I think is, like I keep saying, it's funny, but this story is going to go away really fast, and he's not going to receive any punishment from the league. He is just going to lose a little bit of favor in the public eye. But even Dodgers fans, they have short memories, and as soon as he gets in there and closes a game, they'll totally just be totally fine with it. But it is interesting to me in a way as well. It's a societal thing. I get it, but there's different values put on different animals, and I'm not a vegetarian or anything. I eat meat, but you look at what happened to Michael Vick, and dude was in prison, like put through the ringer, like absolutely shunned from polite society. People still to this day will not give him a break, even though he's gone beyond redemption. He like actively like donates millions to animal shelters, does a bunch of awareness, is on the has really done a full 180 from where he was at then. And then you have Edwin Diaz, like, yeah, it's just part of my culture. Get over it. Like, and my great point, like he thinks he's above it. He's like, I'm Edwin Diaz. Like, what? So I don't know. This is a story that yeah, you're right, Mike. It was like in the last week or so. I saw that come up. I was like, well, I'm not going to put him in my injury slot because one, got those loose bodies, but two, he's fighting with Cox. So can't be having that. Can't be having that on your fantasy team.
I had bought into the Edwin Diaz business to start this year. I got out quickly, to say the least. So hey, Chris, pick him up. Yeah, stash me in your IL. I know you're a big cockfighting guy. Come on.
Oh yeah, I've been known to do some cockfighting. I mean, Mike,
get away! Stop.
Fighting off, not necessarily fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I thought it was the same.
No, you were right. No, you're right.
Oh man, all right. I'm sorry. I'm not helping this.
No, we got to get this back on the track. Mike, I will be staying away. I have enough legitimately injured players that I would like to keep on my active roster. If I had an open spot, I could entertain it, but it's not in the cards for me right now. But Tallman, is that for you?
I don't know.
All right. Well, fellas, I know we're getting deep, and I know it's later than we normally stream, but we did have one last topic on the docket that we need to get to, and that is the NBA Finals. One half of the matchup is set. The New York Knicks swept the Cleveland Cavaliers in just 4 games. Was never even close. Never really seemed like this series was in doubt. And for a large market team, I find this Knicks team, like personally, I find this Knicks team to be pretty likable, all things considered. And you consider the Valley ties, which probably soften it for me a little bit. You got Mikal Bridges. I don't know if Landry Shamet does it for me, but I do like Jalen Brunson, and Cat. He's kind of goofy, and he can be kind of he can be an interesting fella, but he's likable enough. And Josh Hart, he's kind of funny. I've been watching some of those post-game pressers, and there's a reporter like eating chicken wings or something like that. And Jalen Brunson's like, don't laugh. And he's just cracking up. So it's a fun, exciting team, and they're good at basketball, and it's kind of a good story. It's 27-year finals drought, which I know, like, finals drought, that's kind of a weird thing to say because, many teams are in a finals drought, but the Knicks back in it, the Big Apple, good for New York. I'm sure Adam Silver's happy when the big market teams make it to the big game. It's good for the numbers. So Mike, you're Mr. Basketball. Tallman's Mr. Dbacks. You're Mr. Basketball. What do you think of this? Knicks in the finals.
Bing bong, baby. The Knicks are back. I absolutely love this. Love it so much for the NBA as a whole, but because this is going to be a good series, whoever they match up with, whether it's the OKC Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs. Funny enough that you had brought up before the stream, Chris, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, they played against the San Antonio Spurs, who had the Twin Towers at that time, David Robinson and a very young Tim Duncan at that time. And I remember that series with Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, Charlie Ward. The crazy thing, too, is Jalen Brunson's dad was on that team. Rick Brunson was a guard for that New York Knicks team in 1999. But I really just love this because I don't know if I've liked anybody as much as I did Mikal Bridges, to even at that time not call him like my favorite player on the Suns. I just had such an amount of respect for the kid as he continued to grow his game. And we know that he is the Iron Man, right? I think over 700 consecutive games played now, including the playoffs. And he was a star in this series, man. He was amazing. Up until game 4, he had shot at least 50% from the field in his last 10 games. And what great stats for what he has to do to contribute. 14.6 points, 3.1 rebounds on 59% total shooting. But I joked about it. The unsung hero was Landry Shamet coming in, shooting 92% from 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Overall, 11 of 12. His minutes started ticking up. In game 1, he was a team high plus 25. And game 4 is the same, plus high 28. This New York Knicks team is perfectly built together with balance, a star, great defensive pieces, and some good length, man. I like what Mitchell Robinson could do on the defensive end. He knows his role. Cat really stretches it out from being able to shoot from 3-point range. Josh Hart is that, just everything man who does it on both ends, rebounds, plays great defense, and you have good length in Mikal. And Jalen Brunson, I know sometimes he gets flack because he is a bit of a flopper. I would say it's definitely not to the extent of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he's so crafty with the basketball. And for being a shorter guard, the way that he continues to get to the basket is just so impressive. Short story coming to an end here, guys. I'm rooting for the New York Knicks to win this damn thing because I can't have any of those two teams from the West win because they're going to win. Like OKC's going to win another one within the next couple of years, and San Antonio's going to win one pretty soon if it's not this year. So before, when we were talking on Pass the Outlet, was this the years that the Knicks finally got over the hump? And it was, and it's great to see. It's been cinema, guys. It's been awesome. It really has been just great. And now this isn't my team B, but I have a rooting interest because of our boy Mikal. And if you hate me for that, so be it. Let's go Knicks. Why not?
Yeah, I feel like for me, if I'm watching a game, more often than not, I have to pick a side. And so if we're looking at the NBA Finals to come, I don't want the Spurs to win. I'd like to see them in the finals more than I'd like to see the Thunder, just because I dislike the Thunder even more. But when it comes down to winning it all, at this point, if I had to pick, gun to my head, I want the Knicks to win the finals now, man. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. And they swept Philadelphia through the conference semis, and then they swept Cleveland in the conference finals. So they are rolling. Once they figured it out against Atlanta, they closed that one out, won 3 straight in that series. So they're on 11-game winning streak right now in the playoffs, heating up. And I think there's going to be storylines that no matter who they end up playing in the finals, the Spurs and the Thunder are both expending a lot of energy in that series and really going at it. I think there's a little bit of a buffer between when that series ends and when the finals start, so they will be fairly rested. But you talk about an 82-game season going all the way through the playoffs, like it's a lot of games played and a lot of tough games, especially once you get to the playoffs. So we'll see. I think the rest is going to help the Knicks. I think it's awesome that there are some ties here on that team. And Mike, one guy we didn't mention out of all those players you named is OG Anunoby. And Anunoby, that addition for this team has been great. He's averaging like 15 plus through the playoffs. It looks like 16 in the conference finals, 21 in the semis, 21 in the conference quarterfinals. So about 20 points a game you can get from OG, paying him a lot of money. So it's good they're getting their money's worth. But you talk about depth, man. This team is, like Tallman said, they're connected, they're playing well, and they've been here before. Yeah, new coach, but the core is the same. Like it's this group of guys has been playing together for a while, and Mike Brown might have been the missing piece that just unlocked all of this for him. Like no disrespect to Tibbs, but man, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Now, Tallman, I had a question queued up for you, but oh yes, now I remember. So we talk about this roster, we talk about all these guys and who we like, who we think is contributing. I want to know what you think, because there's a guy on this team that I know that you're not a big fan of, and that is Jose Alvarado. So
how did you know that?
I remember,
that's funny. I was literally going to say, I'm rooting for the Knicks to win. I hope they win, but I hope after it's all said and done that they give a ring to everybody except Jose Alvarado.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I need to know the lineage of this hatred against Jose. Is it because of him being a pest against the Suns?
When he was on the Pelicans, that whole series, because that series went 7, right?
No, it went 6.
No, 6. Yeah, and it was just like I don't know.
But I think that's
he just pissed me off.
And I also think that's what did in that Phoenix Suns team, because I think they showed weaknesses and started showing some cracks. So then when they ended up meeting up with the Mavericks in the semis, we all know what happened with Luka Doncic. And at that time, Jalen Brunson, my goodness, you can't forget that too. That was kind of his outcoming onto the national stage too. But yeah, Jose Alvarado, I think since he has transitioned over to the Knicks, has taken on obviously a different role, and he's filled it pretty well, just like all these guys have. But that's funny. That's funny to know. I didn't know you had that much the hatred towards Jose.
No, I think we just talked a lot of shit a while back after that series or during that series, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Tallman. I don't like the guy, but he's kind of like a Dylan Brooks type in a lot of ways, where most of the league hates him, can't stand him, but if he's on your team, you like him because he is a hard defender, and I think that's the biggest thing is he's on your guy like white on rice, and he's ripping the ball, but he's also like he's a chirper. He's gonna talk shit, and hey, that's part of the game of basketball. I don't think it would be as fun if everyone was just like super polite and like Tim Duncan-esque, where it's just like, oh yeah, it's fine, no foul. So you gotta take the good with the bad in this league. And Alvarado, good player, obviously playing at the highest level. I think he's, like you said, Mike, he's assimilating really well into the Knicks team. And I think he was also asked if he thought he'd be playing in June at the start of the season, and he had like some response of like hell no type of thing, because he got traded mid-season, right? He went from Pelicans to New York during the season. Yeah, so good for him. And we'll check in on Tallman's hatred levels after the Knicks win the championship.
I love it. I do have one last thing, right? We know that, I think, did Nico text our thread, Chris, where he said, if the Knicks make it to the finals, the city might catch on fire. Like you gotta watch out. And we know that New York Knicks fans are very feverish. Have you seen the side talk yet, guys? Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
All right.
Booker? Is it for Booker?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. Hopefully this works. Let's see if it works. Tell me if you can hear it.
It's the fucking Knicks! It's on that fucking jersey! Who the fuck wants to go to Ohio? LeBron to my dick! Nigga, the Knicks going to the finals? It's like Jesus returning. We smoking on the pad. Bounce up! Bounce up! They're fucking butt! This shit looking like New Year's! Hey, yo! Hey, get a flag up there! Yo, James Harden, mom, I'm coming for dinner, nigga! Fuck James Harden! Fuck them strip club! Get the fuck off the strip club, nigga! Donovan Mitchell, we not delivering to your house no more, nigga! Next up, finals! Jalen Brunson! It's the fucking goal! I don't speak no French, London, Yama! You wanna send that nigga back to France? Word! Word! Knicks in fucking fall, baby! Smoking all that fucking Cleveland back! If we win the finals, we burning the city down!
Wow, if you were awake, you are now.
In the Amazon uniform.
Dude, that one got me. The Amazon.
Good.
We delivering to your house no more.
I'm telling you, man, New York City might not be the same if they end up winning the NBA Finals, man.
God, where did you find that, Mike?
You've never seen the side talks before?
I haven't. No, see, I'm uncultured. I know.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, just go back and watch a couple of them, Tallman. You just be like, this is just a ruthless fan base, man. They go after the teams that they're playing. Like when the Hawks had Trae Young, oof, they said some nasty things about him. But Trae had the last laugh in the last series that they had him. But bing bong, baby, the Knicks are back.
That was wild. That was also very hype. I love the OE was pouring too. Like, man.
I hope the Amazon guy still has a job after that.
Maybe.
His boss.
They'll hire anybody, man. I'm sure.
You're probably
right. He didn't do anything too bad. He was just yelling.
He
said he wasn't going to deliver the packages or something.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do his job.
Well, that's fair. They might have to he might have to sit down with Karen and HR and
he's going to go on a performance improvement plan.
Yeah, they'll put him on a PIP. They won't just boot him right away. They need those drivers. especially in New York. Can you imagine being an Amazon driver in New York City?
That'd be
No.
ridiculous.
It's got to be
No.
hell, man.
You gotta like ride a scooter or something. There's no way you. Anyway, we're okay.
Well, no, hold on. Let's expand on this a second. Because like if you're driving and you're taking it to apartments, sometimes you're probably walking up 10 flights of stairs just to get a package up to somebody's front door. I mean, there's one thing. If you're an Amazon driver, you should be in pretty good shape if you live in New York.
You should, but I bet you they use a lot of those like Amazon locker things.
Yeah.
So where you have to go pick it up from the locker.
Right.
I mean, that works for the smaller stuff, right? But
yeah, good point.
Ordering like a table. I don't know. We're getting too much in the weeds here, fellas. We need to wrap this one up.
Shut it down, Chris. Shut it down.
This was a good stream. I'm glad we did it. Thank you guys for waiting for me to get done with my very important meeting. My job thanks you as well. And happy to be here, fellas. It's always a pleasure to hop on here and talk sports. But as always, want to give you each the floor one final time to share any thoughts or what you got going on, Mike. So I'll pass it to you first.
Appreciate you, Chris. Think Tallman. Tallman's officially a company man. He's out here plugging Heat Check Podcast episode 50 this week before either you or I did it, Chris. How is that possible? I'm so proud of you, Tallman. It's bringing a shed to my tier. You know what
Amazon deliver a shed to your tier, Mike.
My goodness. I will throw a little bit of shade at you. I sent a picture of me with Lute Olson in the group chat, and Tallman called me a nerd. Was it just because I was wearing glasses, or because my shirt was tucked in?
Do you have it to pull up? I mean, people will understand why I called you a nerd.
You got to wait till you check podcast.
Oh, good point.
50 to check it out. How about
the
that?
shirt? It's the shirt tuck with the glasses. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
He was hooping. You got to tuck your shirt when you're hooping.
I know.
He don't know ball. He don't know ball, Chris. That's okay. That's all
right.
No,
I knew that.
Here's my last tidbit of why I'm okay rooting for the Knicks as well. I feel like the Phoenix Suns have had a weird relationship with the New York teams for a long time, even going back to my childhood. You talk about, I mean, they traded Stephon Marbury there. They traded Amari Stoudemire there. There's been a lot of high-profile guys from the Phoenix Suns who had success here that ended up in New York. Shoot, Mike D'Antoni was the coach there for a number of years with Carmelo and Amari. So, you know, and it's hard to not have love for those guys once they leave. So to have seen so many of our guys transplant to New York, that's why I can never like hate the Knicks the way that I hate the Brooklyn Nets just because Ian likes the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Ian, I love him. I love you, man. I hope the Nets come back and figure things out the same way like the Phoenix Suns. But all right, soapbox over. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Heat Check 50 coming this week. Appreciate you guys.
It's a very exciting time. Tallman, what you got, brother?
Yeah. So thank you for the kind words, Mike. You know, it's about time I contribute something to this organization, right? Not just sit here and clip my fucking nails. But no, guys, always a good time. Update here. Paul Sewald's in the bottom of the ninth. Just gave up a home run. But still 7-5 though, so I think we're okay. There's only 2 outs left. And then another side note, Golden Knights just swept the Colorado Avalanche, and there's the rare hockey drop for us here at VSP. But isn't that just bonkers right there? The best team, they're supposed to be the best. They were the favorites to win the Stanley Cup, and they just got swept by the Golden Knights. Oh man, it's crazy.
That makes me so happy. I wanted the Avalanche to lose for a very specific person, but I'm not gonna bring that up here. But yeah, Tallman, hockey reference, man, it's pretty good.
Don't do it again. We're still in a period of mourning. Okay?
Oh, my bad. I just got the notification. Oh, here you go. This is funny because I had no idea they were even playing tonight, so so I just got the notification. That the Golden Knights sweep Avalanche and reach Stanley Cup final for 3rd time in 9 seasons as a franchise. So I just thought that was nuts.
You got Shams Tallman over here breaking stories live on the air.
There you go. Second hand.
The VSP Schefter over here. All right, guys. We've had a good one. This is a good one. He's gotten off the rails, got back on. We're getting off the rails a little bit again. But man, fun stream. Mr. Benjamin, I appreciate you. You as well. Mr. Tallman, thank you for being here. You guys, this was your Valley Sports Plug live. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Like I said, all of our links down in the description below. Go ahead and give us a follow. We post some fun little content here and there. We'll also let you know when we're going live, when new content is going up. And if you're watching here on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out and reach a larger audience so we can keep putting out these great videos for you and getting bigger and bigger. But until next time, I'm Chris Patrick for Mr. Benjamin and VSP Tallman. Peace.
Things up here, and for one last time, this is Al McCoy saying thanks for being there, thanks for being with us tonight, and from the Footprint Center here in downtown Phoenix, we'll just say so long for now.